Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex Day trade setups for today. So today is the last day of the week. We've got long weekends ahead of us, in most of the Western world. So starting off with Euro USD, and we had these levels drawn in yesterday, and I said yesterday we need to break below this before and retest before I was even looking at shorting again. But at the moment, it looks like we're having a pretty solid bounce. I think it's important to have a look at the daily bar. And you can see that is a daily engulfing bar off structure with the oscillators all grouped to the downside. So this is a potential bottom. At the moment, if we look at the hour, we have broken through the 155 EMA, and oscillators are grouped the upside, so I would expect some kind of a pullback. Now, the interesting thing is going to be closest bit of structure is kind of in this area here, and then you do have quite a bit going on between these two levels here. So you can see we tried to just sort of form a base there going into the close yesterday. It didn't really happen. We've broken through the moving average. So I would expect if we're not going to pull back, we're probably going to continue to the top of the range before bouncing back down and finding support. So it's that bounce back down to find support with the crossover, the moving averages that I'm looking for. So kind of sit on hands at the moment. Don't want to jump in long at the moment. Definitely not looking for shorts. But I'm looking for confirmation that we do have a long opportunity brewing. Do have a bit of a triangle break here. So if you're on the 15-minute chart today, might be very well worth it. Just pay attention to 108.925. If we come back, we test it, and we hold it, that is a validation of this triangle. And let's just do that. There's your triangle there. So flat top triangle, it's a bullish pattern. You're looking for pullback onto the structure, pull back onto here. Your stop should be below the triangle, which is here, and for continuation to the upside. Only concern I do have on this is there are 15-minute gaps on this ride up. So sometimes those, not sometimes, majority of the time those gaps are retested, and we also have diversions here on the 15 minutes. So I do expect some kind of a pullback. The question is just to where. If this holds it, 108.925, there's a good opportunity to get in long. Otherwise, what you're going to see is that this thing has turned into a bear flag. In other words, if that happens, you're looking for a deeper pullback down to this area of 108.729. So that's kind of the view that I've got there. US dollar, Japanese yen, kind of a similar picture. We do have a massive inside bar. It's not quite on structure. It's just above the previous structure. So same scenario here. We've got these two levels we need to pay attention to. Oscillators have crossed over. So I would expect a deeper pullback fairly shortly. So this could be a top as well. And you could see sort of, attempt to go higher, failed, another attempt to go higher with an exhaustion bar, then a pin bar, and we just drifted lower through the day. So we need to drop below this level here, 125.021. We need to drop below it, come back, test it. We need to cross over the moving averages, and it's going to be volatile until we get below the 155. We do have gaps to the downside, which are going to act as magnets. Quite a few gaps. There's one here, there's one there. There's all daily gaps. So, and I think one of them is a weekly gap, if I'm not mistaken. So I reckon that's going to play out to the downside. So that's another one where you can start watching the 15-minute. Logically, you have a little bit of structure here, but I would prefer this area here. This gap is still open. So you're looking for a pullback into 125.586. You can see moving averages have crossed over as well. Obviously, you need the oscillator just to come up as well. So that's the first area. The second area is right down here where we are flirting at the moment at 125.383. So you're looking for price to retest those areas and then reject them with a pin bar like this, or an inside bar, or an engulfing bar. If you get that kind of price structure off the level, definitely opportunity for a short up here, and you'll stop it above either the swing high, but I would actually just take this next level at 125.763 and place a stop above there. Moving on to the pound, British pound, Japanese yen. Measured move played out as far as I'm concerned. You're probably going to have a second attempt at it. So that was the flag. You can see, sorry, I'm on the hour at the moment, but let's just get to the 8 hour. Nothing really changes on the 8 hour. We're looking for that level. We've basically tagged it. So probably just stay on the hour. Okay, move up, consolidation. I said to you yesterday, we're looking for a break. We got the break. You always want the retest, and there's a retest right there. Now, if I just drop down to the 15-minute, just to give you a better view here, here's my level. You can see there's my first tweezer bottom attempt. Didn't quite get there, so you don't pay attention to it. And then my next one, second attempt at it, and you can see buyers came in. Great opportunity to get into that. Stop just below it and look at the move that you had. Okay, so today, probably just a second attempt at this area. We haven't quite got the measured move, so normally what happens is you get a second attempt at it. So look for the structure. I don't think there is structure on the hour, not really. Well, I suppose there is all the way down here. So if we get back down to 164.078, there's definitely opportunity to buy back into this for another attempt at this high. I think that's probably the most logical thing at the moment, but for all intents and purposes, this structure with the measured moves played out. So most traders would have taken profit, and long weekend ahead of them, probably not even going to bother with it today. So lastly, Euro British Pound. I'm still in this megaphone formation, and as I said to you yesterday, looking for a retest, for a move to test the bottom area of the megaphone, which has basically almost happened. And if we get back to the 1 hour, you can see the mess. It was a really messy sort of bit of structure here. You can see there. So that was the zone that we were looking at. We've got a pin bar in there. There's the pin bar. Basically, it triggers you're below the moving averages. I mean, it's almost a sure bet trade. You're looking for the rejection, even taking it on the level with a stop above here, just because you are below the moving averages and you're in a consolidation pattern. So you're looking for the moves to the downside. Again, if you just look at the 15-minute, have a look at the 15-minute. There's a range bar, confusion bar, basically off structure. You're looking for a bar that closes below it. There it is there. So basically you're looking at short, and you're risking 84 points for, at the moment, 364 points. And once that had got going, first swing high, you bring your stop down to there, lock in 100 points, and you still got another 200 points in the bank. And I think there's still more. There's more coming at the moment. So you can see the oscillators group the upside on the 15-minute. So ideally, you're looking for pullback onto structure to sell off. So there is a fairly strong bit of structure up there, and then there's a weaker bit over here. So looking for a move back to 0.83133, or alternatively 0.83193 for another move down. Come and test this trend line at the downside here, somewhere around 0.82783. Don't want to do it right now, not with oscillators are like they are. So looking for that pullback onto structure. One last thing with this pair. Just draw your trend line in, because you can see if I put that trend line in with this trend line, you start getting a bit of a wedge as well. So just be wary. It's normally what happens inside a megaphone. You get to the downside, or you form some kind of a downside bottom, and then all of a sudden it shoots up to the top of the megaphone, and it just keeps going until it breaks the trend line to the upside or trend line to the downside. So that's kind of the way it works out in this thing. So that's the first area, and then obviously if it breaks through here, then I would look at this trend line for a rejection off it as well, and that should be around 0.83247 for another move down. We get above that trend line and find support above it, all bets are off. Then I'd wait for structure for a move to the upside. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. I hope it helps, and we will catch up with you next week. Enjoy the long weekend. Cheers for now.